Dear learners, today is the third day of the counseling session of MSW. I hope you all have enjoyed the previous academic counseling sessions, and today onwards, new course is going to be taught. And if you have any doubts regarding the counseling, and also there is no barrier regarding the language. I think some of them are unable to understand the critical terms of the social work, the English. However, already I have informed to the academic counselor, Dr. Abraham, to explain in the Telugu also. The students, those who are visually impaired, they also will get the benefit. And these academic counseling sessions, we are regularly uploading these videos, recorded videos, uploading in our RC Vishakhapatnam YouTube channel. Please listen after uploading the sessions. Whenever you have the doubts, I wish you all the best for your examinations. And thank you, Dr. Abraham. Please go ahead with the sessions. Please. Dr. Abraham, you can start. Now your mic is off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, dear students. So in the previous classes, we have discussed about definition of social work, global definition of social work, and the objectives of social work, and so working areas of social work in one classes. And the second day we discussed about the methods of social work. There are 6 methods are there in social work. That is social case work, social group work, community organization, social action, and social welfare administration. Okay, so these methods I explained yesterday, and also yesterday we discussed about the historical development of social work profession in US in UK, United Kingdom. Okay, as sir said, so today we have a few sessions are there. We can discuss little bit about the history of professional social work in USA and India. Then we can go to the counseling sessions, next sessions of the sessions as per the schedule. Okay, so first we go to the we can understand the historical development of social work in USA. In USA. Okay, till now, can anyone have any doubt till now? ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి ఇప్పటి వరకు? ఏమైనా అడగాలనుకుంటున్నారా? Is anybody want to ask anything to me regarding our subject? Okay, so now we'll start historical development of social work profession in USA. Okay, so when we think about social work profession, so social work profession, so established in England and the USA. So both are very important countries for the development of social work profession. Okay, so dear learners, please understand we are discussing about nearly 300-400 years back history. So how that time, so that time the social work courses, social work services is offered, and nearly 200 and 300 years back, how the people conducted social services. So these things also, if we come to our present condition, we have to think about our history also, so that we are discussing as per the schedule. So we are discussing about the history of social work in USA. Okay, so when we have to think about the history of social work, so we need to think about Ursuline sisters. Ursuline sisters. So it is one of the Catholic organization. One of the so here most of the time in the historical development of USA, so we discuss, so the major services are the major organizations who provided the services to the poor and needy, that we discuss in today. So those organizations belongs to USA. So those things will be discussed in today's class. Okay. Okay, Ursuline sisters. The Ursuline sisters are the Catholic organization of nuns founded in 1535 by Saint Angelia Mercy. The order is dedicated to the education and care of young women with a focus on spiritual growth, academic excellence, and community services. Okay, Ursuline Sisters, it is one of the voluntary organization, so founded in 1535, that is nearly 400 years back. So why we are discussing about this organization? Because they are the first, that is the first organization which focused about the spiritual growth, academic excellence, and community service in USA. So in those days, so that means nearly 400, 500 years back, so they started the service to the poor and needy. Coming to the next slide, so another important factors we can discuss in the USA. So there is a impact of England Elizabeth Poor Law. So yesterday I said, I don't know how many you have remember. So I said about Elizabeth Poor Law. Elizabeth Poor Law 1601. 1601. So this law was brought in UK, England. So and they divided the poor people into how many types అండి? ఎవరైనా చెప్తారా? ఎలిజబెత్ పూర్లా మనుషుల్ని వెల్ఫేర్ సర్వీస్ చేయడం కోసం కొన్ని విభాగాలుగా విభజించింది. ఎన్ని విభాగాలు అవి ఎవరైనా చెప్తారా?
Three, sir.
Three, very good answer. Three is the right one. So Elizabeth Poor Law started in UK, and they divided the poor into three types. Okay, so these two are the developing countries in those days. So there is a influence of England Elizabeth Poor Law on America also. So దాని ఇంపాక్ట్ అమెరికా మీద కూడా వచ్చింది. So here also government tried to help the people accordingly. So almshouses started helping able bodies as well as disabled bodies people by providing shelter to them. So here you can remember one word, almshouses, ALM houses. Almshouses, these are nothing but organizations or homes. So these homes were started in USA. In USA, here they will provide the services to the able-bodied poor. So able-bodied poor means they are perfectly all right, but they do not have job. Okay. Then disabled bodies. So they are disabled so that they are not doing job. Okay. These almshouses are provided the services to these type of people in USA. The first almshouse in United States history was founded in Boston, that is Massachusetts, in 1622. So okay, nowadays some people think that they are organizations. Okay, so in nearly 400, 500 years back, So the people has thought, thought about the people living with poor conditions. Almahouses, also known as poor houses, were institutions that provided food, shelter, clothing, and medical care to the poor, elderly, and sick. Okay, so first we have discussed Ursuline Sisters services, and second we discussed about the services of almhouses. Okay, these are established in 1622. So many people, nearly 300 institutions were established in USA, and they provided the service to the poor people, elderly people, and sick people. Okay, so that is one concept developed in USA. Next, hospitals started the services. In almhouses there are different almhouses are there. So Friends Almhouse of Philadelphia, so founded in 1713 by Quakers. So this is one of the institutions. There are some institutions are there. After almhouses concept, the third concept, hospitals has came. Hospitals services has started for the poor and unhealthy people, sick people. Okay, third services, hospital services has started in USA for the poor and sick people. So it is in 18th century, 18th century. So here we have to remember one name, that is Dorothea Lindy Dix. Dorothea, Dorothea Lindy, Lynde Dix. Dorothea Lindy Dix, she started a movement for the mentally retarded and mentally ill patients. Then in 18th century, nearly 1800s, that time, so she started a movement in USA about the care, to take care about the mentally ill patients. Nowadays also we are seeing mentally ill patients. So there are different disorders are there, mental disorders are there, people. So nowadays also we have very less mental hospitals, but this movement has started in 1800 century, and many people and many the government came forward to start the asylums. Asylums, so you can remember this word, asylum, ASYLUM, asylums. Okay, asylum means it is mental care hospital. Government hospital for mental care is called as asylums in USA, and those are started because of Dorothea Lindy Dix. Because of Dorothea Lindy Dix. Okay, so what I am telling is, so I am explaining about the history of USA. First, Ursuline Sisters started service. Next, almhouses has came, and third, next hospital services has came. Hospital services for the physical health and hospital services for the mental health also started in USA. Okay, state took responsibility and started asylums and other homes. Okay, so previously asylums so if any person get mental health, so mental health problem, so nobody will provide the nobody will treat them. Okay, now also people think that it is the act of God, or it is the act of ghost. So people thinking that, so as per the science, there is no ghost. So that is only for the mental health problems will come for the chemical imbalance in the mind. Okay, so when there is more stress or when there is more parental problems, so that time only the mental health problems will come to the people. Okay, asylums has started in USA. Okay, next juvenile homes has started, and first deaf school was opened in 1817, and first school for blind was opened in Boston in 1830. So for they identified a different vulnerable population like juveniles, can like Could you please tell me who is juvenile? Juvenile ante evaru?
Below 16 years.
Below 16 years. And madam, can you elaborate it, ma'am?
Generally, the children who does any other criminal work or antisocial work, they come under juvenile category.
Exactly right, madam. Exactly right. So juvenile means so as madam say, as Aruna Kumari garu said, the children who committed, who conflict with the law. So those people will be called as a juvenile. So that means so they committed crime. We may not call it as crime, but for understanding, we are discussing. So the people, the children who committed crime, so those people will be called juvenile delinquents. Juvenile delinquents. So in USA, so they started the juvenile homes and also deaf schools and blind schools also started in around 1830. Next, we have to think about we have to know about charity organization society. Charity organization society, COS. ఈ పేరు ఎవరైనా, so is anybody heard this name, charity organization society? Is anybody heard this charity organization society?
Yesterday in social work in UK, it was mentioned.
Yes, exactly right, ma'am. So social work, Venkataraw garu cheppandi. Right. So what madam said is exactly right. So yesterday we discussed about charity organization society established in 1869 in UK. Okay. So that so Reverend Gattin traveled to England and spent the summer and visited the charity organization society. Okay, Reverend Gattin from USA. So he visited Charity Organization Society of London and he started the same. He came back to USA and established Charity Organization Society in Buffalo in 1877. Okay, this organization also provided many services to the poor and needy in USA. So it is this organization focus, so voluntary based organization. So many people will involve to coordinate the welfare services and organize the charity programs. Okay, so charity organization society is also played a very important role in the history of USA. Next, the settlement house movement. Settlement house movement, it is another important movement in the social work, social service sector. Okay, so university settlement began in 1886 as a neighborhood guild and was the first settlement house created in the United States. Okay, so so if anyone asks you, so what is the first settlement? What is settlement house? Settlement house means, yesterday I said Tony B. Hall. So that means a big building will be there. So the poor people, the unemployed people, and the needy people will go and stay there. So they provide the training, they provide the food, and after that they will show some employment and they will send them back to the society. So it is called settlement house. So Tony B. Hall, yesterday we discussed about Tony B. Hall. So that was established by Samuel Burnett Augusta. Okay, so in USA also this settlement house movement has started. The first settlement house is a neighborhood guild. So that is the first settlement house movement started by Stanton Coins and Charles B. Stover. So these are the first one. And the next very important and very influential settlement house is Hull House. Okay, so it was established by Jane Addams. Jane Addams. We can call it Jane Addams is a mother of social work. We can call it Jane Addams as a mother of social work. Okay, she started Hull House. She started Hull House. And indicate so this Hull House. She is also visited London. So Tony B. Hall started in 1884 in London, and this Jane Addams visited London and observed the Tony B. Hall, and the same type of hall is established in USA with the name of Hull House, with the name of Hull House. Okay, so in 1889 she established this type of house in 1889. Okay, it is successful movement in USA. It provided so much of services to the people in USA. By finally, Jane Addams got the Nobel Peace Prize for her social work and social welfare services. She got a Nobel Prize in 1931. Addams would be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her continued commitment to social justice and reform. Okay, so that is the contribution of Hull Houses. Okay, anyhow, I am just repeating once again. So we are discussing about the historical development of social work in USA. So first we'll discuss about Ursuline Sisters, which is a Catholic organization. Next we discussed about the almshouses. Next we discussed about the hospital services for the poor and needy people. Next we discussed about the charity organization society in USA. And next we discussed about the settlement house movements, that is neighborhood guild and Hull Houses in USA. Next, another important activity in social work history in USA, community chests. Community chests. Okay, this community chest is nothing but one of the social service organization or endowment funds that collect money from the community to support charitable causes. Okay, so the government initiated community chest. Community chest means the community people gather some money and they gather some money for the welfare of the poor and needy. Okay, so for charitable causes, the first community chest was established in Clevendale, Ohio in 1913 by the Federation for the Charity and Philanthropy. Okay, so like this community chest, nearly 300 cities of USA has started their own community chest. Community chest. Community chest is a organization established by the villagers or the city people for the welfare of their community, for the charity, for doing the charity of their community. So they gather some money, they keep that money for the welfare and the charity of the particular city, and during the 1915, so nearly 300 cities has started community chests. So that is also one of the remarkable mark in the social work history. Next, the child welfare movement has started in USA. Child welfare activities, playground movements, child protection movements has been conducted for the welfare of the children. So child welfare, playground movements are also played very important role. Child protection movements has been organized in USA by the social activists. Okay, so up to now, can anyone have any doubt on it? సో ఏదైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం కొంత డిస్కస్ చేసాం. Okay, so I'll continue. Next, I will explain about the concept of friendly visitors. The concept of friendly visitors, which started around 1910. Okay, the concept of friendly visitors. Okay, the concept of friendly visitors is a social work practice where volunteers visit poor families to provide guidance, advice, and help. Okay, they brought one concept called friendly visitors. This concept friendly visitors means so most of the time first they started for the hospital admitted people. Okay, after discharging the hospital, the poor people or the people who have the money also, when they discharged and went to their homes, there is no communication system in those days. Okay, so that time, so the institutions has started the friendly visitors concept. That means these appointed friendly visitors. These friendly visitors will goes to the homes of the people, poor people or the discharged people from the hospital. Okay, they will go and they will interact with the beneficiaries. Okay. So they will go and they will study the poverty among the people, and they will go and they study the relationship between the families, and they will go and they study the discrimination or politics or religion or nationality in the communities. So this concept has brought in nearly 1910 in USA for understanding the problems of the people. Okay, friendly visitors will goes to the homes, particularly first they started the for the hospital discharged people. Okay, one person gets a treatment for the severe illness, then they go back to their homes. Okay, the doctors and the organization not getting any information from the patient. So that at that time they recruited friendly visitors. This friendly visitor will go and know about the status of the particular beneficiary, and he will note it down, and if there is any requirement, they will solve that. So like that, the concept is very much the like that the social work, first social work concept has came, social workers has came. So these are called, these friendly visitors are nothing but social workers. Okay, these people will go to the homes of the people and they will interact with them. They will counsel them. They will understand their poverty and they understand the relationship between the family members, discrimination, all the things they will do. They will do. That is called friendly visitors concept. Okay, Mary Richmond, you can remember this name. Mary Richmond wrote a handbook in the late 19th century called Friendly Visiting Among the Poor, a handbook for the charity workers. So okay, Mary Richmond, we have to remember this name. She is one of the important persons in social work, particularly in social case work. She has written a book, Friendly Visiting Among the Poor, a handbook for the charity workers in 1899, which is more helpful for the giving the training to the friendly visitors. Friendly visitors. In this handbook, Richmond emphasized the importance of understanding the needs of families as a whole rather than focusing on individual members. So here she has written what they have to do and how they have to do when they are working with the families. Okay, so we'll discuss a little bit about Mary Richmond. Mary Richmond. Okay, she is one of the important persons in social work. First appointed as the first woman general secretary of COS, Charity Organization Society. So okay, she is the employee of Charity Organization Society, which is started in 1877 in USA. Okay, she understood the problems of the poor and the disabled. So she worked a lot. She worked a lot in the rural areas and communities, and she understood the problems of poor and disabled. She trained her staff how they have to assist the poor and needy. So she has the volunteers and staff. She always gives the training to them. She written a book titled Social Diagnosis. Remember this name, this book name. It is very important. Social Diagnosis. In 1917. In 1917, she has written a book named Social Diagnosis, which is the theoretical base for social case work. Social work profession, social work profession. Up to now, many people not accepted that social work is a profession. So the people who the charity workers or the friendly visitors are telling that we are doing the social work, but the remaining professionals are not accepting. Is the social work is a profession? There is one seminar is there. So in that seminar, some people asked, is the social work is a profession? They asked, but the charity worker said that social work is a profession. But many people not accepted. Many people have not accepted. So for every profession, there is some requirements. There needs some requirements. One is knowledge should be there. Knowledge means books should be there on the profession, and ethics should be there. Ethics should have for that profession, and association should have that. Association means professional association should have for that profession, and many more. So some councils should have for that profession. So up to 1915, we do not have this all these professional bodies. So that time one person, Abraham Flexner, asked a question and proved that so there is no books on social work, there is no professional bodies, and there is no councils for social work, so that social work is not a profession. So he proved in 1915. So Mary Richmond has contributed a lot through the concept of friendly visitors, and she started writing a book, Social Diagnosis. She published a book, Social Diagnosis, in 1917, which is a theoretical base for social work profession. So Richmond written another book, that is what is social case work? What is social case work? Okay, so because of these two books, one is social diagnosis and second one is what is social case work. Because of these two books, the method of social work has came. One method, the first method of social work is social case work. So the social case work method has brought by Mary Richmond with the help of her books, Social Diagnosis and What is Social Case Work. So the theoretical framework has came, and the social case work method has been initiated by the social workers. Okay, so next the training has started to the friendly visitors and the people who are interested to do the social service. Okay, I already said in the previous class, the first school of social work was established in Amsterdam in 1899. First school of social work was established in Amsterdam in 1899. Okay, that means 1 year less to 2000. Okay, so what is the first school? So that is the school Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a town, and the college started in 1819 and offered a 2-year full-time program on social work. However, the origins of social work education can be traced back in 1870s when Octavia Hill trained volunteers in house management and friendly visiting. Octavia Hill has so that is she has provided training, but officially, if anyone asked her, so what is the first school of social work? We can call New York School of Social Work, and it is started in Amsterdam in 1899. Okay, so this is the brief history of social work in USA. So there are many stages crossed in USA for the development, professional development of social work. So can anyone have any doubt? So many changes have came. So first Urselian sisters, that organization contributed for the social service. Next, almhouses, they also contributed for the social service. Next, hospital services has came, juvenile homes has came, and the deaf schools and the blind schools has came. Next, charity organization is also contributed a lot for the social services. And the settlement house, Hull House, and neighborhood guild, and so many nearly 300 300 settlement houses contributed a lot in the USA. Okay, community church has came. Community people sensitized about themselves and they started their own funding for to help the local people. And the movement has came and finally friendly visitors concept came and Mary Richmond brought the theoretical background for social work with her books, social diagnosis and what is social casework. The concept of social casework has came in USA. So the first school established in Amsterdam in 1899. Okay, so now I will ask a few questions. So where first social work college started? It is in UK or it is in USA? First social work college.
USA, sir.
Very good, USA. And what is the book written by Mary Richmond? What is the title of book? What is the title of the book written by Mary Richmond, which is a theoretical base for social casework?
Two books. One was social diagnosis by one thing, and another one was what is social casework.
Yes, ma'am, exactly right. And she has written some more books also. So on friendly visitors and some other books. But social diagnosis is a very, very important book. Okay, so this is the little bit history of social work in USA. Social work in USA. Okay, so if anyone have any doubt, please ask me. So otherwise, I will go to another historical development of social work profession in India. Okay, so no doubts now. So we can go for another topic, that is the historical development of social work profession in India. Okay, so in historical social work profession, if we can take history, so we can divide the social work profession in three parts. So one is the services came in the ancient period, are the services done by the kings of India, and second one is the social reform movement, and third one is social work education. So these we can discuss social work profession in India. So we can divide the social work profession into these three parts. Okay, so the ancient India, so in social work in India, so doing service is there in our blood only. So from childhood onwards, so our nature, the ancient India, the nature of social service was in the mode of charity. Okay, so we have some slogans, we have some good words. May the one who gives shame, they most shamed. Who contributed or who gives, they may have more shining on it. Then every householder must practice charity. Okay, the persons who served the society with all their ability were free from all sins. So this is a concept we have in our ancient times. The person who served the society with all their ability were free from all sins. So మంచి చేస్తే పాపం పుణ్యం వస్తుంది, అని చెప్పేసి మనకి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఫస్ట్ నుంచి కూడా ఉంది. సర్వీస్ టు మ్యాన్ ఈజ్ సర్వీస్ టు గాడ్. సో మన ఇండియాలో చక్కగా మానవ సేవే మాధవ సేవ అన్న కాన్సెప్ట్, దట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ అవర్ రిలీజియన్. Okay, love others like you love yourself. So it is there in Bible. Bible also there are some concepts are there. So ninnu valle ni porugu varini preminchandi. So like that in Quran also there are some slogans are there. So all these are came from the all these are all these we can follow, all these we can follow, and these all these concepts will taught by our parents and the elders of society, so that the people who born in India are doing service is there in their blood only. So from childhood onwards they will do the service only. So the families train them. So if any one person came for begging to our house, the parents they will give a small coin to us and to children, and they promote, you can go and give, and otherwise they will give some small rice and they promote, you can go and give, or so when we are going to the temple, so that time we can contribute, and so whatever and we have some occasions are also particularly for Christians. So at the time of Christmas month, so that is giving month. So they will give whatever. So they will give something to the poor people. So like that in Muslims, so zakat is there. So like that, so in our society, the social service is in our blood only. Okay, so coming to the next stage, how some kings has contributed a lot, and so many kings has have the kingdoms in India. India is a kingdom for so many kings, and so when there is a turn came, so those kings has contributed for the social welfare or social services. Kautilya, who has written Arthashastra, highlighted the duties of the king towards the welfare and happiness of the subjects or people. Okay, in his books he has written the king's responsibilities for the welfare and happiness of the subjects. So that is one of the important books which followed by the Indians. And one of the popular method of performing social activities hence was agnas. So previously the kings and the administrators has we can organize the agnas for the welfare of all the people in the society. So all people should be blessed by the God. So with that concept, so the main aim of the agnas was common welfare. All people should be good. So like that, the agnas in India, the agnas will be organized. And punya and dana. So I already explained that the punya and so if you can do some dana, you may get some punyam. So like that, the concept is promoted by all the family members and all the elders to help the poor people. The guilds were important. Another one, the guilds at the time of Buddhist empires. So guild concept has came. Guild were the organization. Guilds are the associations by the people, some association, merchant associations, or economical associations, or the business people's associations. So like that, the people who are developed, so they may form associations. So now we can think like clubs. We have Rotary Club or Inner Wheel Club or Lions Club, like that. So the guilds concept has came at the time of Buddhist period. So these guilds provide social security and to the oppressed classes of the society. Okay, so that type of guilds concepts has came at the time of Buddhist empires. సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి? Okay, so now we are discussing another king that is Ashoka. Ashoka developed Ashoka kingdom. It is one of the best kingdoms for the social welfare and so Ashoka developed a comprehensive system of social welfare. He appointed a superintendent to look after the welfare of women. So he appointed a separate staff for to look after the welfare of women in his kingdom. The welfare programs were under the overall charge of his of High Commissioners of Charity. He appointed commissioners for the equality. So he appointed superintendents for the welfare of the women, and he appointed commissioners for organizing the welfare programs and promotion of equality. So many social reforms brought by King Ashoka during his kingdom. And next, Kanishka. Next king is Kanishka. Kanishka gave a liberal donation and grant for the construction of Buddhist viharas. Next king Harshavardhana was an elected ruler who established hospitals, dispensaries, orphanages, and homes for the destitute. Harshavardhana is also at the time of his kingdom. During his kingdom, he also contributed for the welfare of poor people. He established hospitals, dispensaries, orphanages, and homes for the destitute people. Coming to the Gupta, so we studied that Gupta. It is Swarna Yugam. Gupta Yugam is the Swarna Yugam. We can call it as Swarna Yugam. Okay, so welfare of the people was the main task of the kings of the Gupta region. So at the time of the contributed a lot for the welfare of the people during their period. Next, Humayun. Humayun is the first Muslim king who prohibited sati system. Humayun is another king, Muslim king. So he's first he made bold attempt to prohibit sati system and the sati system. Okay, so that is also one of the welfare activity or equality brought by Humayun. Next, Akbar came. Akbar abolished the slavery system in 1583. So we know slavery system. Okay, so previously we have the slavery system, but Akbar abolished the slavery system in 1583. He introduced equality among all people. Okay, granted full freedom for religious beliefs and practices. Akbar granted full freedom for religious beliefs and practices. And he provided stipends for the students of the poor. He constructed three houses like Hull House or Tony V Hall. He constructed houses for the poor in order to control of poor and beggary. Okay, so dear students, so we divided the social work history into three parts. So one is our religions. Our religions are our history, are our blood related to social service. That I explained. So we have in our blood we have the service motto. Our parents educate us to do the social service. Our parents, our family members encourage us to provide the social service, voluntary action. So when the community is required. So like that our religions also speaking that. Our religions speaks that Manav Seva, Madhav Seva, service to God, service to humans or service to God. And Bible is also speaking do service for the other people. Quran is also speaking do service for the other people. So like that our religion, our family system and our blood promoted the social service attitude among us. So that is first point we have discussed. And the second point discussed, there are so many kings are there, so many kings have the administration in India. Okay, but a few kings, we discussed those names, a few kings has focused on the welfare of the people. They initiated some welfare programs. they implemented some welfare programs. So I said the names of the kings who have done their services for the welfare of the people. Like Kautilya has written a book. Kings has organized yagnas. Buddhi at the time of Buddhism, guilds concept has brought, and King Ashoka contributed a lot for the welfare of women and the needy, and King Kanishka contributed a lot. King Harshavardhana contributed a lot for hospitals and the orphanages. Guptal Kalam is also another one, and Humayun is one of the kings who tried to attempt to prohibit the sati system. Akbar is also conducted so many welfare activities for the poor. So these are some kings who contributed for the welfare of the people in India. Okay, so from the with this background, so the next social reformers has came. Social reformers has came in India. So when we think about social reformers, we first we can remember the name of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Raja Ram Mohan Rai is a social reformer. Okay, so what is the major focused area of Raja Ram Mohan Rai? Andi? What is the major area of Raja Ram Mohan Rai? Major contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. What is that?
Remarriage of widows and the abolishment of child marriages.
Okay, remarriages of widows and child marriages, abolition of child marriages. Very good, madam. And any more points? And most of the time, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, what Arun Kumar madam said is right, and his focused area is sati, abolition of sati. Okay, so he started organizations. He started Atmiya Sabha in 1815, and Brahma Samajam started in 1828. Okay, Brahma Samajam. This Atmiya Sabha became a Brahma Samajam. It is started in 1828. 1828. Okay, most of the time he focused abolition of sati. Abolition of sati. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai, born and brought up in a Brahmin family, but so that time sati is very common. So can anyone tell me what is sati? Arun Kumar,
Sir, Sati Sagam. Sati means Bharya, wife.
No, when the husband dies, the
yeah.
wife herself like self-immolates
Okay,
along with the
self-employed.
husband's dead body.
Yes.
సార్ అంటే భర్త కూడా చనిపోతే భార్యను కూడా అన్న చితిలో కాల్చేయడం సార్ సతీ సహగమనం అంటారు సార్ దాన్ని.
Yes. Yes, exactly right. And so when husband dies, so that time the wife is also thrown into the fire. So like thrown into the fire. That is the concept of sati. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Raja Ram Mohan Rai faced this problem in his home, and he started Brahma Samajam. Sati Sahagamanam. Sati Sahagamanam. When husband died, so that time, so he faced so many problems. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai really contributed a lot. Okay, I read in one book. Okay, so most of the time is a social work. He do at the burial grounds. Burial grounds and smashanalu. Okay, so morning he will go and wait at the morning himself and his volunteers are all over Calcutta. He belongs to Calcutta, so they will wait at the burial grounds. Okay, if anybody died, so they will brought dead body along with the wife. Okay, so the people who follows the that time of who follows the rules and regulations of that time. So that the culture of that time is telling that so after death of birth there is no right for women to live. So that is the rule of that time. That is the rule of that time. Okay, according to that culture, according to that belief, so the women should be sent into the fire. Okay, Raja Ram Mohan Rai and his volunteers, they try to stop the sending the women to the fire, but those the other people, other side people, they'll try to send that women onto the fire. So this type of fighting will be there every day. So he has done so many movements to abolish the sati. Because of his movements, the Bengal government has brought a act, Sati Abolition Act 1889. In 1889, they abolished Sati Sahagamana in West Bengal, and that was adopted by all over India. So that is one of the most important contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So,
Excuse me,
he
sir. The Sati Abolition Act was in which year, sir?
1889, madam.
Thank you.
1889. Okay. So next, so he promoted widow remarriage, as Arunakumari madam said, and established educational institutions also. Okay. So in those days, these are the unequal things, and these are the unequal things in those days. So that the social reformers has fight against this inequality, inequalities. Okay, we discussed briefly about Raja Ram Mohan Rai, and the next important person is Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. So I think he belongs to Maharashtra. I think so. I'm not sure that. So widow remarriages. He promoted widow remarriage. So that time, once husband died, so the woman may not do child marriages concept is there, and also there is no chance for widows to get the second remarriage. Okay, so he started widow remarriage concept from his home only. So he sensitized his son and first implemented widow remarriage in his home only. Okay, then so that he became important, and he with his organization and economic self. He fight for economic self-reliance to women. Economic self-reliance nowadays also many women do not have the economic self-reliance. Economic power no economic power in the women in the families. So he fight for economic self-reliance to women. And women education, he also worked for the women education. So most of the time, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar has worked for the women development and women empowerment. And next important person belongs to in India is Jyotirao Govindrao Phule. Jyotirao Govindrao Phule, he is also belongs to Calcutta. So he established a Satya Sodak Samaj. He established a Satya Sodak Samaj in 1800. Jyotirao Govindrao Phule established Satya Sodak Samaj in 1868. So most of the time he fight for the socio-economical upliftment of the lower caste people. So we can call it as a Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. So first Mahatma of India is Jyotirao Govindrao Phule. So he established a organization Satya Sodak Samaj. So he motivated the lower caste people for the economical socio-economical upliftment. And so his wife, I think Ramabai
Savitri Bai, sir. Savitri
Savitri
Bai Phule.
Phule is also contributed a lot for the women education. So that nowadays, I read in a book that she started a concept of women education by women education. So that time that time there is a rule, that time there is a culture or there is a tradition in India. So there is no women and other schedule, other lower caste people do not have the right to go and get the education. Okay, so that time Savitri Bai Phule boldly started women education. Okay, so I read in a book, she visited the slums or she visited the villages. She motivates the girls and she took the girls along with her. So that time, the girls' parents only abuse her. Okay, so we are going against to the tradition. We are going to against to the culture. Okay, why you are encouraging the girls' education? According to our dharma, there is a women's may not get education. So like that, all people have done so much of things against Savitri Bai Phule, but she is not stopped. She started a school for girls first time, and she provided the education. So now all women and all other caste people are getting education. Before that, so there is only a few communities, so a few higher caste communities have the right to go school and getting education. In nowadays also in some countries like Afghanistan or some other places, so much of restrictions are there for women for going outside or getting education or involvement in some other activities. It is also restricted in the present days also, but fortunately in India we do not have any restriction because of Ambedkar sir, because he has given equality, Article 14, right to equality. Okay, so that much of contributions has done by Savitri Bai Phule and Jyotirao Govindarao Phule through their organization Satya Sodak Samaj. Coming to the Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Swami Dayananda Saraswati is another important person in social welfare activities. Okay, he started Arya Samajam. He started Arya Samajam in 1875. Arya Samajam 1875. He started the so he also provided so much of help to the lower caste people, and educate, and he has also worked on the child marriages, widow remarriages, and worked on all the social problems in those days. Okay, then some important points which we have to discuss about Swami Dayananda Saraswati is he started. So Swami Dayananda Saraswati is the guru, traditional guru of our Prime Minister Modi sir. So if you can see in Google also, so who is the spiritual Guruji of Modi sir is Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Okay, he started Arya Samajam in 1875, and so he through this organization he served a lot. Okay, he started the Suddhi movement in India in the 1920s. And okay, Suddhi movement means so come back to the Hinduism. So most of the time he tried a lot. So some Dalits, some people converted to Christianity, and some people converted to Muslims. So he Muslims, so that with the Suddhi movement, he tried a lot to bring those people to the come back to the Hinduism. So that type of activities he has done along with the social welfare activities. He started a Arya Prakash, a newspaper. So he started a newspaper, Arya Prakash, so published by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. The slogan India for Indians. So he has given some slogans, that is India for Indians was first raised by Swami Dayananda Saraswati in 1876. And go back to Vedas is the famous slogan raised by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, because he believed that during the Vedas, the women and the oppressed people got the equality, have the equality, so that he has given a slogan, go back to Vedas, and he contributed a lot with the Arya Samajam. Okay, next another, so many social reformers are there. So many social reformers are there. So we are discussing about very few people because of our time. Okay, so Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi is another social reformer in India. Okay, so basically Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi born in Gujarat, and he studied in UK, and he went for South Africa for practicing law. So in South Africa he faced some discrimination. Then he started a movement against South Africans. So in Indians living in South Africa are facing discrimination. Okay, so when they are facing discrimination, so that time Gandhi started movement against South Africans and united the Indians. Okay, united Indians. So that time he started newspaper also. One newspaper, the Indians' Opinion. The Indians' Opinion run one newspaper in South Africa, and he become one of the best leaders in South Africa, one of the best leaders of India in South Africa. Okay, so here, so so the Gandhi is in South Africa. So that time, so in India we have a struggle, and we are fighting against to the Britishers for getting independence. So that time in 1915, so some of the Indian leaders has approached to Gandhi, and Gandhi came back to India to fight against Britishers. Then he started so many movements. He started so many movements to fight against India, like Champaran movement. He done Champaran movement. He done Salt Satyagraha, and he done Swadeshi movement. He done Swaraj movement, and his weapons are the weapons of Gandhi is very simple tasks he will take. For example, Satyagraha. Satyagraha is my professors tells that Satyagraha is a one of the concepts. Most of the time he go for fasting, fast unto death. So that is it is the part of Satyagraha. So like that he has done. So he applied Satyagraha concept. So satyagraha means so for example in our home, so our children, if they will ask something, if we may not give to them, so what they will do, they may not take any food, so they will do they will do fasting. So what will happen? Their mother will come to us and will ask to provide the thing required thing which asked by the children. Okay, so if we are not provided, then she will also go and sit for that fasting. So finally we can provide what they required. Gandhi is also done same thing. When the Britishers brought the any law against to the India, against to the interest of Indians, then he go for fasting. So many fastings, so many satyagrahas has done by the Mahatma Gandhi. And another weapon of Mahatma Gandhi is non-violence. Okay, so he thinks that whatever British people will do, but you don't do any violence against to them. Okay, they will beat. Okay, you can take the you can take that, but don't go against violence. Okay, so they will beat sometime, then they will change themselves. But you can take the beatings, but don't follow what they said. So that is the that he follows non-violence, but it is a very big concept said by Gandhi. So non-violence, don't go for violence, and don't kill anything. So he is a vegetarian. Gandhi is a vegetarian, and he promoted vegetarian also. So don't kill any animal which came into our society. Okay, so Gandhi, so one side, if you can think about Gandhi, so he done, so there is two parts are there in Gandhi. So one part he fight against to the Britishers to get the independence, And another part of Gandhi is he designed a constructive program for the development of the people in India, for the development of the people in India. So many, so work for the Dalit, alcohol, ban alcoholism, and empowerment of women. So I think 18 points construction program is there. So now I am not written. So he has given 18 points. So he will conduct some social movements. So that time he will be part of that social movement, and remaining time he visits all over India and he will educate the people to follow this, to construct the India, welfare India. He construct the welfare India and welfare villages. So like that he worked. Sometimes he worked for the social movements against to the Britishers, and sometimes he worked for the welfare of the Indian people, welfare of the Indian people. For that, he constructed 18 points. Okay, so one incident was happened between the Ambedkar and Gandhi. One incident was happened between the Ambedkar and Gandhi. What is that? Can anybody tell me? సో అంబేద్కర్ కి గాంధీ గారికి ఒక విషయంలో చిన్న గొడవ అవుతుంది. ఏదైనా చెప్పగలుగుతారా? ఓకే, మనం పూనా ఫ్యాక్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటామండి. సో ఎస్ఆర్ నో నేను చెప్తాను. అంబేద్కర్ గారికి గాంధీ గారికి చాలా విషయాల్లో కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్స్ వస్తాయి, కానీ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ ఏంటంటే పూనా ఫ్యాక్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటాం. అదే ఐడియా ఉందంటే ఎవరికైనా? ఈజ్ ఎనీబడి నోస్ అబౌట్ దట్ పూనా ఫ్యాక్ట్? ఆర్ యు దేర్?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, I will explain. So Ambedkar, is my voice is audible, Andy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So Gandhi and Ambedkar, the conflict between Gandhi and Ambedkar is so we can call it as Pune fact only. So Ambedkar, from the starting onwards, from the beginning onwards, Ambedkar fight for the rights of the Dalits. So so there is so much of inequality is there, and so much of discrimination, untouchability is there on Dalits. Okay, Ambedkar worked, organized so many movements for the welfare and for the equality of the Dalits. So that time British India has sanctioned communal award. Communal award means that they accepted for the communal award. So that means that time there is a separate elections for the Muslims and separate elections for the Hindus. Okay, so this Dalit people is included in Hindus. Because of the fight of Ambedkar, the government accepted to the separate elections for the Dalits. Okay, so where Dalit population is very high, so that time the Dalit leader will stand and Dalit people will vote for that. That concept has brought that time. Okay, but Gandhi is not accepted that. Not Gandhi is not accepted that, and he is in Yaravada jail that time. So he went for fasting for 11 days. Okay, so that time Ambedkar has came and discussed about reservations reservations for the in the politics. Okay, so okay, I will agree for that. I agree for I will agree for no separate elections for Dalits, but you can provide some reservation to the Dalits who are backward in India. So that time Gandhi and other people has accepted to provide the reservation for the Dalits in the politics. So that time Gandhi realized, okay, so there is Harijans are there. So these people are very backward and they are facing so much of untouchability and discrimination. So that he started Harijana Sevak Sangha in 1932. So Gandhiji organization is Harijana Sevak Sangh. Okay, so in 1932, and from that time onwards, he contributed a lot for the development and upliftment of Dalits in India. So he run a newspapers also like Harijan, Swaraj. Some newspapers has been run by the Gandhi. So Gandhi is our father of nation. So that I explained little bit more time about Gandhi, and he has done one side he has done social movements, and another side he has done community construction, sensitizing the people towards women, Dalits, and other vulnerable populations, so that he got a place in the social service thing. And another rememberable name is Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar. Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar is another person belongs to South India, Tamil Nadu. He started self-respect movement. Self-respect movement in 1925 in Tamil Nadu. The movement goals are destroy the Hindu social order. Destroy the Hindu social order. So we have the Hindu social order is there. So if you can take caste, there are the ladder system is there. So Brahmina, Kshatriya, so the Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra. So there are four concepts are there, and fifth one is Panchamasa. Okay, this is the Hindu social order, Hindu social stratification. Okay, so he worked against to the this Hindu social order, and so he proposed give respect to the all people. So he started self-respect movement and established a new society without caste, religion, or God. So he promoted so casteless society, religionless society, and godless society. So for that purpose, he started a self-respect movement, and it has been influenced a lot in Tamil Nadu. And now the political parties of Tamil Nadu belongs to this Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar. So he started a Dravida Kalagam, some political party. From that political party, MGR and Karunanidhi has came. So that MGR party has divided into one party, and Karunanidhi party divided into another party. So now the politics going in Tamil Nadu. Okay, that it is Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar is another important person. So who initiated self-respect movement in 1925. Okay, so in those days, the discrimination is very high, and so the system. So according to Manu Dharma Shastram, are some social caste systems theories. So there is a social order. Social order. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra, and Panchamas. So Brahmana is the higher caste, then Kshatriya is the secondary caste, and next Sudra is the third caste, and the Kshatriya, so Vaisya is third caste, and Sudra is the fourth one, and Panchamas are the Dalits and scheduled caste people. So like that, we have the caste-based order stratification in our India previously. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, next rememberable candidate, person in India is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, B.R. Ambedkar, I already said about B.R. Ambedkar. So he born and brought up in a untouchable family from Mahar community. He born in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. So he born in that place, and he born in an untouchable family. He faced so much of untouchability, and Ambedkar faced he experienced untouchability, and and he completed his higher education. First PhD in economics in India is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. First PhD done by Ambedkar in foreign countries by Ambedkar. Ambedkar is a lifelong learner, and Ambedkar is a lifelong learner. Can anybody knows how many degrees has done by Ambedkar? అంబేద్కర్ ఎన్ని డిగ్రీలు చేశారు? ఎవరికైనా ఐడియా ఉందండి? So he has done 32 degrees only. So among them, 4 PhDs are there. So now we have a problem to complete one PG. But in those days only, when 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s. So every year he will do one study, one PG course, or one graduation course, or one PhD. So like that, he has done 32 degrees in his career. Okay, so he has from the beginning onwards, he fight for the equality. He fight for the equality among the people, equality for equality. So according to Manu Dharma Shastram, according to theories of social stratification, నేను ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను కదండి. సో దేర్ ఆర్ 5 కేటగిరీస్ ఆఫ్ క్యాస్ట్ ఉన్నాయి స్ట్రాటిఫికేషన్ లో. సో అంబేద్కర్ లాస్ట్ పంచమ వర్ణంలో పుట్టిన అతను. సో ఇక్కడ పుట్టిన అతను, సో హీ ఫేస్డ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ discrimination. Okay, he has so no right to go and sit in the school. All we know that what type of discrimination they faced. Okay, and he has done movements to drink water, and to drink water in a common pond. So okay, one day so he organized a meeting to go and drink a water in a pond. So that is a social movement at that time. So in a village there is a tank. Okay, but the Dalits may not drink that water. Okay, but the rules and regulations of the constitution that time, 1835, we have a small Indian constitution. So that time they mentioned about equality. So that constitution said that everybody can take water from the tank, but the higher caste people in that village are not accepting. So he organized movements to go and drink water in a common tank. చెరువులోకి వెళ్ళి నీళ్లు తాగడానికి ఈయన అంబేద్కర్ గారు చాలా పెద్ద మూవ్మెంట్స్ చేశారు. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ దోస్ డేస్ దేర్ ఈస్ నో ఎంట్రీ టు ఇన్ ది టెంపుల్స్ ఫర్ ద దళిత్ పీపుల్. దళితులు గుళ్ళోకి వెళ్ళి పూజ చేయడానికి అవకాశం లేదు. సో సో దట్ టైమ్ హీ ఆర్గనైజ్డ్ మూవ్మెంట్స్ టు గో అండ్ ప్రే ఇన్ ద టెంపుల్. సో according to Indian Constitution Act 1935, so దళితులు కూడా గుళ్ళోకి వెళ్ళొచ్చు, కానీ the higher caste people are not accepting. So that he started movements like that. His entire life fight for the equality, fight for the equity కోసం ఆయన చాలా ఫైట్ చేశారు. సో finally he succeeded. He got opportunity to write the Indian Constitution. So okay, so he is fighting for the equality and equity. And so ఈక్వాలిటీ ఈక్విటీకి తేడా ఉంది. సో ఈక్వాలిటీ అంటే సమానంగా పంచుకోవడం, ఈక్విటీ అంటే ఎంత అవసరమో అంత ఇవ్వడం. మీకు ఒక ఫోటో చూపిస్తాను చూడండి, గూగుల్లో ఉంటది, అబౌట్ ఈక్విటీ అండ్ ఈక్వాలిటీ. So if you can see this picture, you may understand the differences between equality and equity. Equality and equity. So what difference we are seeing here in this picture? So in equality, all people has equally shared the things. But in equity, so by end of the day, all people should be equal. People should be equal. So that this type of society is required. So nowadays, if you can see in India, 52 families are having nearly 60% of the income or property of India. Okay, so that is not equality. So equity, equity means all people should be equal. All people should be equal by accessing the opportunities For this equity, Ambedkar has tried a lot. Tried a lot. Okay, so one of my brother has said a small story regarding equal. I will tell you one small story. So we have time also. So once two people. So in the previous days, not in the present days, two people are going to some other villages. So those days there is no buses, so they have to go by walk any more kilometers. Okay, so they walked a lot, they tied, and they sit in. They went and when they are walking, one person joined with them. Okay, now totally three people. Okay, so they walked a long distance and they tired and they went and sit under a tree for taking lunch. So that time, so first two people have the food. So one person have five rotis and one person have three rotis. Okay, how many total rotis అండి? మొత్తం ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి వాళ్ళ దగ్గర? ఓకే, నేను ఒక స్టోరీ చెప్తున్నానండి. ఒక ఇద్దరు పీపుల్ నడుచుకుంటా వెళ్తా ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళతో వేరే ఊరికి వెళ్తున్నారు. అంతకు ముందు రోజుల్లో నడుచుకుంటా వెళ్ళాలి, అది వెళ్ళాలి, వేరే ఫెసిలిటీస్ లేవు. వాళ్ళిద్దరు నడుచుకుంటా వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళతో పాటుగా ఇంకొక అతను జాయిన్ అయ్యాడు. చాలా దూరం నడిచి అలసిపోయి ఒక చెట్టు కింద కూర్చున్నారు. భోజనం చేసే టైము. భోజనాలు బయటికి తీయమంటే, సో ఇద్దరి దగ్గరే భోజనాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఒక అతని దగ్గరేమో 5 రొట్టెలు ఉన్నాయి, ఇంకొక అతని దగ్గరేమో 3 రొట్టెలు ఉన్నాయి. మొత్తం ఎన్నండి? 8 ఉన్నాయి. సో ఈ 8 రొట్టెలు వాళ్ళు సమానంగా పంచుకోవాలి. సో ఎలా వాళ్ళు పంచుకోగలుగుతారు? ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఏం చేశారంటే వాళ్ళు 8 రొట్టెలు సమానంగా పంచుకోవటం కుదరదు కాబట్టి సో వాటిని ముక్కలుగా చేశారు. సో ఒక్కొక్కటి 3 పార్ట్లుగా చేశారు. సో 8 రొట్టెల్ని 3 పార్ట్లుగా చేస్తే 8 3 24 ముక్కలు వచ్చినాయి. ఇప్పుడు వాటిని సమానంగా పంచుకోవచ్చా?
Yes. Yes. Each one gets 4.
Each one get 8. Each one get 8. 8 ను వాళ్ళు సమానంగా సమానంగా వాళ్ళు పంచుకుంటారు. ఓకే, అయితే తినేశారు, సమానంగా పంచుకున్నారు, తినేశారు, పండుకున్నారు. సో ఆ మూడో పర్సన్ వచ్చిన అతను ఏం చేశాడంటే ఒక 8 గోల్డ్ కాయిన్స్ అక్కడ వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు. వీళ్ళకి చెప్పలేదు, వీళ్ళిద్దరు నిద్రపోతా ఉన్నారు. నిద్రపోతున్నప్పుడు ఆ 8 కాయిన్స్ అక్కడ వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళిద్దరూ వాటిని పంచుకోవాలి. సో పంచుకోవాలంటే అప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారంటే, అరే నువ్వు వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్య కాంట్రవర్సీ వచ్చింది, నువ్వెన్ని పంచుకోవాలి అని చెప్పేసి. ఇందులో ఈక్వాలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? చెరొక 4 పంచుకోవాలి, వాళ్ళొక 4, వీళ్ళు 4 పంచుకోవాలి. ఓకే, సో అది ఎట్లా పంచుకుంటే మంచిదండి? ఓకే, ఎనీహౌ ఇది ల్యాగ్ చేయను, కంప్లీట్ చేస్తాను. సో వాళ్ళు అట్లా ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ వచ్చింది, వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్యలో చాలా ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారంటే ఒక సాధు దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళారు. ఈయనేమంటాడంటే, నేను 5 తీసుకుంటాను, 5 రొట్టెలు ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి నేను 5 తీసుకుంటాను, నువ్వు 3 రొట్టెలు ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి నువ్వు 3 తీసుకో అని చెప్పేసి ఈయన అంటాడు. ఆయన ఏమంటాడంటే, లేదు, సమానంగా చెరొక 4 సమానంగా పంచుకోవాలి అని చెప్పేసి ఇంకొక అతను అంటాడు. సో అయితే వీళ్ళు ఒక సాధు దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళారు. ఆ సాధు దగ్గరికి వెళ్తే సాధు గారు ఏం చెప్పాడంటే, 5 రొట్టెలు ఉన్న అతన్ని నువ్వు 7 తీసుకోమన్నాడు. ఓకే, 3 రొట్టెలు ఉన్న అతన్ని నువ్వు 1 కాయిన్ తీసుకోమని చెప్పేసి అన్నాడు. ఎందుకు ఇలా చెప్పారు సార్ మీరు అని చెప్పేసి అంటే, 3 రొట్టెలు ఉన్న అతన్ని అడిగాడు, నీ దగ్గర 3 రొట్టెలు ఉన్నాయి కదా, సో వాటిని 3 ముక్కలుగా చేశారు కదా, ఎన్ని ముక్కలు అయినాయి అని చెప్పాడు. ఎన్ని ముక్కలు అయినాయి అంటే 9 అయినాయి సార్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాడు. ఓకే 9 అయితే నువ్వు ఎన్ని తిన్నావు అందులో అన్నాడు. అంటే నేను ఓకే ఇతను ఇంగ్లీష్ అతను వెళ్ళిపోయాడు, లెఫ్ట్ అయిపోయాడు. ఓకే నువ్వు ఎన్ని తిన్నావు సార్ అని చెప్పేసి అతను అడిగాడు. సో అతన్ని అడిగితే నేను 8 తిన్నాను అన్నాడు. మరి ఎన్ని ఇచ్చావు నువ్వు అతనికి అంటే నేను ఒక ముక్కే ఇచ్చాను సార్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాడు. ఓకే 5 ఉన్న అతన్ని అడిగాడు. 5 ఉన్న అతన్ని అడిగి నీవు ఎన్ని ముక్కలు చేసావన్నాడు. 5 3 15 ముక్కలు అయినాయి సార్ అన్నాడు. సో నువ్వు ఎన్ని ముక్కలు తిన్నావు అంటే 8 ముక్కలు తిన్నానండి నేను అన్నాను. అయితే ఇంకెన్ని మిగిలినాయి అంటే 7 మిగిలినాయి అన్నాడు. అంటే నువ్వేమో ఒక ముక్క తనకి ఇచ్చావు, ఇతనేమో 7 అతనికి ఇచ్చాడు కాబట్టి సో అతను ఇచ్చిన దాంట్లో మీరు ఎక్కువగా చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఈ 7 తీసుకోండి, తక్కువ వాళ్ళు 1 తీసుకోండి అని చెప్పేసి ఆయన చెప్పాడు. సో అది దట్ ఈస్ వన్ స్టోరీ రిలేటెడ్ టు ది ఈక్వాలిటీ అండ్ ఈక్విటీ. సో ఇందులో ఇంకా డౌట్ ఉంది, ఇంకా అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ డెప్త్ లోకి వెళ్ళలేను. సో బికాస్ డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ has done so many movements for the equality and equity, and he is also in the constitution. Because of his constitution the India is in the present condition. Otherwise previously we have so much of discrimination, so much of caste system in our India. Of course nowadays also there is a caste system, but if compared with the previous years, the caste system like that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, the concept is reducing now. So it takes some time to fully implement the constitution. So we have the constitutional rights like right to equality, right to freedom, right, religious freedom. Okay, right to speech. So all these rights has been given to all people. All are equal. No caste is higher caste, no caste is lower caste. So like that our Indian system has been there. Okay, so up to now we have discussed some important persons. Now we'll discuss about another person, that is Annie Besant. So it is related to Theosophical Society. So Theosophical Society, it was founded in New York City of USA in 1875 by Helena Blavatsky and Henry Steele Alcock. Okay, so these two people has started Theosophical Society. Okay, so Annie Besant is a member of the Theosophical Society, and she is the in charge for India office. Okay, their motto is promotion of brotherhood among all human beings. Brotherhood means sodara bhavam పెంపొందించడం. Okay, promotion of brotherhood among all human beings and promotion of service activity among the all human beings. Like this, so many organizations had worked for the welfare and development of social work profession in India. So from beginning onwards, if you can see, so our culture, our tradition, our religions, our families has promoted social welfare and social service activities. And our kings like Kautilya, like Harshavardhana, like Buddhas and Ashoka, and other kings, Kanishka, Gupta, Akbar, and other people has also promoted social welfare and social services in India. And our social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Mahatma Gandhi, Jyotirao Govindrao Phule, Periyar Ramaswamy Nayakar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, so and Annie Besant. So many this type of people have done so many movements to brought the change in the Indian society, and which was led to the equality. So okay, so with these people's movements, our present society is like this. If the Raja Ram Mohan Rai not done the movement against sati, nowadays also our Indian people practice the sati sagamana. Our ladies also will go to the burial grounds. If the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar not done the social movement on the widow remarriages, still also the same system will be there. Okay, anyhow, we have the respectable Indian Constitution, which will be helpful for us. And the next fourth point is social work education. Social work education, in the previous class I said, social work education, the first school of social work is Sir Dorabji Tata Graduate School of Social Work, started in Mumbai. So, okay, yesterday class I said that Clifford Mansfield has met Tata, this Sir Dorabji Tata, and started the first school of social work in 1936. Now it is called Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Okay, so 1936 first school started in India. After that, second school in started in second school is 44 New Delhi, Delhi School of Social Work. Later, Kasi Vidyapith is started 1948. After independence, first school of social work is Kasi Vidyapith School of Social Work. Okay, so nowadays we have a day of social work and social workers ki oka day undi. So enti a day, so we have a social workers day. We celebrate social workers day. So that day is the third that comes in March month of every year. The third Tuesday of March month is the social workers day. Third Tuesday, whatever date will come, so that day we can celebrate social workers day. That was given by IFSW, International Federation of Social Workers, given that day. Okay, that is the international organization, so that they given social work day on every on third Tuesday of every March month. Every March month, that is social workers day. Okay, nowadays we are thinking about the Indianization of social work. Indianization of social work. That means okay, we discussed some names. Mary Richmond is belongs to USA, or Jane Addams belongs to USA, or Samuel Augustus Burns is belongs to UK. So these people has written books, but Indian system is different. Our culture is different. Our traditions are different, and our social service pattern is different. So that nowadays the people are thinking about Indianization of social work. That means we have to, so nowadays we have the books from all other countries. Very less literature is available in India about social work profession. So that nowadays people thinking about Indianization of social work, and now we are celebrating Social Workers Week. Social Workers Week, that is after 15th of from 16th to 21 or 22. So that is the week of Social Workers Week, because after independence, the first social work institute is Kasi Vidyapith. Kasi is a very traditional place for traditional place of India, and after independence it is a first school. So because of that establishment of to remembering that school, nowadays in India we are celebrating social work week of India, social work week of India. So that is after 15th to 21st is the social work week. Every year we can celebrate that social work week. Okay, okay, dear students. So today we discussed about history of social work in USA, and history of social work in India. Okay, can anyone have any doubt? So, anyone have any doubts? Okay. సో హిస్టరీ గురించి ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి?
నో సార్.
No. Okay, so this is the history. And coming to the social work profession in India, So India, after initiation of the School of Social Work in Tata Institute, in Sardorabji Tata Institute, so many professors has contributed a lot, and like Professor Mary Rani, Professor Gauri Rani Banerjee. She started medical and psychiatry social work specialization in India. So that means we can do the social work in medical and the health sector. We can work with the people, sick people, like for example, HIV/AIDS patients, cancer patients, some other patients, and also psychiatric social work. In psychiatry social work also we can work with the psychiatry patients తో కూడా మనం పనిచేస్తాం. సైకాట్రీ పేషెంట్స్, సైకాట్రీలో కొన్ని డిజార్డర్స్ ఉంటాయండి, కొన్ని రకాల వ్యాధులు ఉంటాయి. క్లాస్ లో వస్తే చెప్తాను, నాకు ఐడియా ఉన్నాయి. ఆ సైకాట్రీ డిజార్డర్స్ వచ్చేసరికి స్కిజోఫీనియా అంటారు, లేకపోతే బైపోలార్ డిజార్డర్ అంటారు, అంటే మేనియా వస్తుంది, లేకపోతే డిప్రెషన్ వస్తాయి, లేకపోతే ఓసిడి అంటారు, అబ్సెసివ్ కంపల్సివ్ డిజార్డర్ అంటారు, యాంగ్జైటీ డిజార్డర్స్ ఉంటాయి, సైకోసోమోటో ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ డిజార్డర్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇట్లా కొన్ని మనకి ఫిజికల్ డిసీజెస్ ఎలా వస్తాయో, ఫిజికల్ డిసీజెస్ లైక్ క్యాన్సర్, ఎయిడ్స్, లేదా ట్యూబర్క్లోసిస్, షుగర్, బీపీ ఎలా వస్తాయో, అలాగే సైకియాట్రీలో కూడా సైకలాజికల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో కూడా రకరకాల డిజార్డర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. వాటన్నిటి గురించి కూడా మనం చదువుకుంటాం మనకు ఒకవేళ మెడికల్ అండ్ సైకియాట్రీ స్పెషలైజేషన్ కానీ ఉన్నట్లయితే. ఓకే, దెన్ సో మెనీ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ అండి. గౌరీ రాణి బెనర్జీ గారు, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ లో అయితే మనకి చాలా ఫెమిలియర్ గా ప్రొఫెసర్ కేవి రమణ గారు ఉంటారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ బిఆర్కే రాజు గారు, సో ప్రొఫెసర్ ఎస్వి సుధాకర్ గారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ సింహాద్రి గారు, సో మెనీ ప్రొఫెసర్స్. ఇంకా ఇఫ్ కెన్ గో టు అదర్ స్టేట్స్, ప్రొఫెసర్ సిద్దికి ఈస్ దేర్, ప్రొఫెసర్ సంజయ్ భట్టాచార్య ఈస్ దేర్. So many professors has done so much of research on social work. They have written books and they have built the knowledge about the social work profession in India. So like that social work profession grown, now we can call it as a professional social work అని చెప్తా ఉన్నాం. మనకు ఒక సోషల్ వర్కర్స్ అసోసియేషన్ ఒకటి ఉంది. ఆ అసోసియేషన్ పేరు ఏంటంటే నాప్సి అని చెప్పేసి మనం చెప్తాం. నాప్సి, నేషనల్ అసోసియేషన్ ఫర్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ సోషల్ వర్కర్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, నాప్స్వి అని చెప్పేసి. సో ఇఫ్ ఎనీబడి ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ యూ మే ఆల్సో టేక్ మెంబర్షిప్. ఇందులో మెంబర్షిప్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. అంటే ఇండియాలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు మొత్తం కూడా ఇందులో దే బికమ్ ఏ మెంబర్స్. సో మెంబర్స్ గా అయినట్లే, సో దే విల్ చార్జ్ సమ్ మనీ. మెంబర్స్ అయితే సో దే మే హ్యావ్ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయండి. సో వాళ్ళతో ఇంటరాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఒక అసోసియేషన్ లాగా, సోషల్ వర్కర్స్ అసోసియేషన్ లాగా మనకి ఉంటాయి. అది నాప్సి ఒకటి రన్ అవుతా ఉంది. అలాగే సో మెనీ సోషల్ వర్క్ అసోసియేషన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ ఇండియా. So that is one point. And another point I will tell you. So we are trying, social work professionals in India are trying for the NCSW, National Council for Social Workers. NCSW, National Council for Social Workers. Okay, we have for any course there is some councils are there, like medical counseling, pharmaceutical counseling, లేకపోతే otherwise, so like that professional social workers are also trying for the counselings అండి. Okay, social work in foreign country, social work is a practice based profession అండి. So they will give a license for us. అక్కడైతే మనకి సోషల్ వర్క్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి సో వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుంది కదండి నాది?
Yes, sir.
సో ఫారిన్ కంట్రీస్ లో సోషల్ వర్క్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి సో దే గివ్ ఏ లైసెన్స్. సో లైక్ మెడికల్ డాక్టర్ కి ఏ విధంగా అయితే లైసెన్స్లు ఇస్తారో, ఫారిన్ కంట్రీలో దే విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ ఏ లైసెన్స్ ఫర్ ది సోషల్ వర్కర్స్ అండి. సో దే విల్ స్టార్ట్ దేర్ ఓన్ ప్రాక్టీసింగ్, వాళ్ళు అక్కడ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. that much of identity is there in foreign countries, for particularly for developed countries. సో వాళ్ళు ఓన్ గా అక్కడ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి అక్కడ ఓన్ గా Okay, so ownga they have started their own institutions, foreign countries lo, because they give the license for the people who completed their masters. But in India also we are our elders, elder educators, trying for getting licenses. NCS we are trying for NCSW, National Council for Social Workers. So if we have a council, so that is one of the organizing body for social work course. Now the elder social workers or professors have done research and submitted a policy, NCSW, National Council for Social Workers policy, to the Parliament. Now it is in Parliament. So after a few days, after a few years, I don't know. So now that is, so now that is not yet finalized till now. That is in pending mode. Okay, so let us see. So we may also get NCSW there. Okay, so that is about, these are the two topics we discussed about social work history in UK, USA, and social work history in India. So ఏదైనా doubts ఉంటే అడగండి మీకు related doubts, so that I will explain. అండి we have 15 minutes time more. Okay, so if you do not have doubts, so I will tell some principles of social case work only. So because we have some time, actually my presentation is whatever I prepared, that is over. But anyhow, I will explain about principles of social case work. So yesterday class, I said that social case work is one of the methods, right? Social case work is one of the methods of సోషల్ వర్క్ అండి. సోషల్ వర్క్ లో సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్ ఒక మెథడ్ అని చెప్పి మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం లేదండి. సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్ అంటే మనం ఎవరితోటి పని చేస్తాం అక్కడ? సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్ అంటే ఎవరితో పని చేస్తామండి? నేను 6 మెథడ్స్ చెప్పాను కదా సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్ లో. సో విత్ హూమ్ వీ కెన్ వర్క్ ఇన్ సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్?
ఇండివిజువల్ సార్, ఇండివిజువల్.
ఇండివిజువల్స్ అంటే వ్యక్తులు, ఎవరైతే సమస్యల్లో ఉన్న వ్యక్తులు ఉన్నారో ఆ వ్యక్తులతో అయితే సో మనం when we work with the individuals, so that time we have to follow some principles. So principles means principles అంటే so whatever we can follow, whatever we can follow, those are called principles. అంటే నాకు కొన్ని ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ నేను మార్నింగ్ ఉదయం 5కి లేవాలి, అది నా ప్రిన్సిపల్. లేకపోతే నా నోట్లో వచ్చి ఏదైనా ఏ మాట అయితే వస్తుందో దాన్ని నేను తప్పకుండా పాటించాలి, అది నా ప్రిన్సిపల్ అయి ఉండొచ్చు. అట్లా ప్రతి మనిషికి కొన్ని ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ అట్లా ఉంటాయి. అలాగే సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు కొన్ని ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కి కట్టుబడి ఉండాలండి. ఆ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఎవరు ఇచ్చారంటే ఫెలిక్స్ బైస్టిక్ అన్న ఆయన ఒక 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ చెప్పాడు మనకి. 7 అంటే సోషల్ వర్క్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఒక 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కలిగి ఉండాలి అని చెప్పేసి ఫెలిక్స్ బైస్టిక్ అన్న అతను చెప్పాడు. ఏంటా 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ అంటే ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ యాటిట్యూడ్, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ పర్పస్ఫుల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఆఫ్ ఫీలింగ్స్, ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్డ్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్, అండ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ క్లయింట్స్ సెల్ఫ్ డిటర్మినేషన్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆయన చెప్పారు. ఎవరు? ఫెలిక్స్ బైస్టిక్ అన్న అతను సోషల్ వర్క్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు ఒక 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఫాలో అవ్వాలి అని చెప్పారు. ఆ 7 ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ లో ఫస్ట్ ఏంటంటే ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్ అని చెప్తున్నాడు. ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో ఐ విల్ టెల్ ఇన్ తెలుగు. ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్ లో మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే when we are working with the clients, so each individual is different అండి. ఈచ్ ఇండివిజువల్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. నేను ఆల్రెడీ నిన్న క్లాస్లో నేను చెప్పాను. సో ఒకళ్ళ క్వాలిటీస్ ఒకళ్ళకు ఉండవు, ఒకళ్ళ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఒకళ్ళకు ఉండవు. ఒక ప్రాబ్లమే ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్ని నేనేమో చాలా సీరియస్గా తీసుకుంటాను, ఇంకొకళ్ళేమో చాలా సిల్లీగా తీసుకుంటారు. అట్లా ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్ని తీసుకునే విధానం డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటాయి. సో అదే ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు work individually. So client is one person. So we have to understand the client. Based on the client, we have to provide the service అని చెప్పేసి చెప్తా ఉంటారు. ఇక్కడ రాసాను చూడండి, అది దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళామనుకోండి, ఇద్దరు ఫీవర్ తోటి వెళ్ళారనుకోండి, డాక్టర్ గారు వాళ్ళ ఫీవర్ లెవెల్ చూసి వాళ్ళకి డోసేజ్ ఇస్తారు. అలాగే సో వెన్ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ with individuals, we have to work based on their qualities, based on their characteristics. వాళ్ళ దాంతో మనం పనిచేయాలి. No two persons are alike in all qualities or traits. Their problems may be the same, but the cause of the problem, the perception towards the problem, and the ego strength differ in every individual. Therefore each individual client should be treated as a separate entity, and complete information is required to establish close relations in order to solve his or her problems from root అని చెప్పేసి. సో ఇది ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండివిజువలైజేషన్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అని చెప్పేసి ఉందండి. ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చే క్లయింట్స్ ఇది ఇంకా కేస్ వర్క్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఇంకా క్లియర్ గా చెప్తాను. సో మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చే క్లయింట్స్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో ఉన్న క్లయింట్సే వస్తారు. So already they have committed some problem, already they committed in the they are with the problems. Problems maybe cancer patient కావచ్చు, maybe HIV AIDS patient కావచ్చు, maybe transgenders కావచ్చు, sex workers కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే దళిత్ పీపుల్, లేకపోతే ట్రైబల్ అన్డెవలప్డ్ ట్రైబల్ పీపుల్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఎగ్జామ్ ఫెయిల్డ్ స్టూడెంట్ కావచ్చు. లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళే మన దగ్గరకు వస్తారండి. సో వచ్చినప్పుడు బేసిక్ గా ఏంటంటే, we may not have we have to accept. Okay, for example, if you have to you got a job, father home అంటే ఏంటంటే గవర్నమెంట్ ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ రన్ చేస్తూ ఉంది సెక్స్ వర్కర్ల కోసం, అందులో సోషల్ వర్కర్లు పనిచేస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో అటువంటి దాంట్లో మనం జాబ్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, సో మనం ఏంటి, వాళ్ళ సెక్స్ వర్కర్లు అంటే మనకి వీ మే హ్యావ్ సమ్ వన్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ నెగిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్ అన్నది మనకు ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏంటి చెప్తున్నాం అంటే యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అని చెప్తున్నాం. యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ చేయకపోతే మన మనస్సు ద్వారా మన మనస్ఫూర్తిగా మనం కానీ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయకపోతే వాళ్ళు ఏది చేసినా సరే మనకి అందులో మిస్టేక్స్ కనబడతాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అత్త కోడలు చూడండి, కోడలు అత్తకు నచ్చింది అనుకోండి, కోడలు ఏ చిన్న చేసినా కూడా అత్త చాలా మెచ్చుకుంటుంది, అన్ని నచ్చుతాయి. అదే కోడలు అత్తకు నచ్చలేదు అనుకోండి, లేకపోతే అత్త కోడలకు నచ్చలేదు అనుకోండి, సో ఎంత మంచి పని చేసినా సరే వాళ్ళు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయకపోతే, ఎంత మంచి పని చేసినా సరే అది నచ్చదు, చిన్న చిన్న మొంకలు పెడతానే ఉంటారు. అందుకే యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, మీ దగ్గరికి ఎటువంటి క్లయింట్ అయినా రాని, వాళ్ళు ఎటువంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ తోటైనా మీ దగ్గరికి రాని, మనం మాత్రం వాళ్ళని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా మనం యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే వీఆర్ సోషల్ వర్కర్స్, మనం వాళ్ళకి హెల్ప్ చేయడం కోసం ఉన్నాం, వాళ్ళకి సర్వీస్ చేయడం కోసం మనం ఉన్నాం. కాబట్టి వీ హ్యావ్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ దెమ్ హోల్ హార్టెడ్లీ అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ ద సర్వీస్ టు దెమ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ అని చెప్తున్నాడు. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ యాటిట్యూడ్ అండి. ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ యాటిట్యూడ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, మనం వెన్ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ ద ఇండివిజువల్స్ తో మనం పనిచేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఎ క్వాలిటీ. మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే, సో వీ మే సజెస్ట్ సంథింగ్ టు ద అదర్ పీపుల్. మీరు ఇలా ఎందుకు చేశారు, ఇలా చేస్తే తప్పు, లేకపోతే ఇలా చేయాలి, మీరు అలా చేస్తే కరెక్ట్. సో ఇట్లా మనం జడ్జిమెంట్ అన్నది చేయకూడదు. నువ్వు ఈ పని చేసావు కాబట్టి నువ్వు యూ కెన్ టేక్ దిస్ పనిష్మెంట్ అని చెప్పి ఒక జడ్జిమెంటల్ బిహేవియర్ మనం కలిగి ఉండకూడదు. సో నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ బిహేవియర్ ని మనం కలిగి ఉండాలి. సో నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్, సో నాన్ జడ్జిమెంటల్ బిహేవియర్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో వాళ్ళు ఏదైనా మనం వెన్ వీఆర్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ సజెషన్స్, అప్పుడు నువ్వు ఈ పని చేయి, నువ్వు ఆ పని చేయి అని చెప్పేసి చెప్పకుండా కొన్ని ప్lenty ఆఫ్ సొల్యూషన్స్ మనం వాళ్ళకి సజెస్ట్ చేస్తే they will take their own decision. So that is non-judgmental attitude అని చెప్పేసి మనం చెప్తా ఉంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ అండి. సో ఇది అనదర్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ ఈజ్ అనదర్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్ కేస్ వర్క్. సో ఇక్కడ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో క్లయింట్స్ మన దగ్గరికి డిఫరెంట్ పీపుల్ వస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో వాళ్ళ బాధలతోటి వాళ్ళు మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళ విషయం ఓపికగా ఉంచాలి. సో మనం వీ మే నాట్ లీక్ దేర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టు అదర్ పీపుల్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మీరు ఏదో ఒక విలేజ్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఏదో ఒక సీక్రెట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మీకు తెలిసింది అనుకోండి, ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ యూ మే నాట్ షేర్ అబౌట్ దట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టు ది అదర్ పీపుల్ అండి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ. సో వాళ్ళ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ని వితౌట్ పర్మిషన్ మనం ఎవరికి చెప్పకూడదు. కామన్ గా మనకి ఎలా ఉంటాయి, మనం పర్సనల్ లైఫ్ లో ఎలా ఉంటాయి, సో మనం వీ కెన్ ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ ది యూత్ అనుకోండి. సో పల్లెటూళ్ళలో యూత్ చూడండి, లేకపోతే పల్లెటూళ్ళలో లేడీస్ ని కానీ చూసినట్లయితే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, సరదాగా కూర్చొని ఆ ఇంటి విషయాలు ఈ ఇంటి విషయాలు మనం కూడా అంతే. సో వాళ్ళు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు వీళ్ళు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు అని చెప్పేసి ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ తీసుకుంటాం. తీసుకొని మనకు తెలిసిన విషయాలు వేరే వాళ్ళకి చెప్తాం, వేరే వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి వేరే వాళ్ళ విషయాలు మనం తెలుసుకుంటా ఉంటాం. అది మన పర్సనల్ లైఫ్ లో ఉండొచ్చు. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ అంటే ఏంటంటే, సో యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు కెప్ట్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియల్ అబౌట్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది క్లయింట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్షియాలిటీ. అంటే క్లయింట్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ నువ్వు ఎవరికి షేర్ చేయకూడదు వితౌట్ ది పర్మిషన్ ఆఫ్ ది క్లయింట్. ఒకవేళ క్లయింట్ కానీ పర్మిషన్ కానీ ఇచ్చినట్లయితే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ బెనిఫిట్స్ యూ మే బి షేర్ దట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టు ది అదర్. Okay, that is the thing. And the next one is principle of purpose. అర్థమవుతుందండి నేను చెప్తాను.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Principle of purposeful expression of feelings అండి. ఇది ఐదో ఫీలింగ్. ఓకే, ఐదో ఫీలింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ we have to give the time, we have to give the chance to the clients to express their feelings. Okay, purposeful expression of feelings is the reorganization of the client's needs to express his feelings freely, especially his negative feelings అండి. సో మన దగ్గరికి క్లయింట్స్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు బాధలతో వస్తారు. బాధల్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళే సోషల్ వర్కర్స్ దగ్గరికి వస్తారు, హెల్ప్ కోసం వస్తారు. సో హెల్ప్ కోసం వచ్చినప్పుడు వెన్ దే ఆర్ స్పీకింగ్ విత్ యూ, సో మీతో మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఒక్కోసారి ఏడవచ్చు, క్రై చేయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే సాడ్ గా ఉండొచ్చు, డల్ గా ఉండొచ్చు, లేకపోతే వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫీలింగ్ దే హ్యావ్, నెగిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్, లేకపోతే హ్యాపీగా వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫీలింగ్ దే హ్యావ్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ ద ఛాన్స్ టు దెమ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ దేర్ ఫీలింగ్స్ అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ దేర్ ఫీలింగ్స్. ఒకవేళ సో ఒకవేళ ఎమోషనల్ గానే అవుతున్నట్లయితే, సో యూ కెన్ గివ్ ద టైమ్, యూ కెన్ వెయిట్ సమ్ టైమ్ సో టు రెడ్యూస్ దేర్ ఎమోషన్స్ అండి. సో అట్లా వాళ్ళకి టైము, వాళ్ళ పర్పస్ఫుల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ అంటే వాట్ ఎవర్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ దే ఆర్ గివింగ్, సో దట్ టైమ్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ ద టైమ్ టు దెమ్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ ద ఛాన్స్ టు దెమ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ దేర్ ఫీలింగ్స్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫీలింగ్స్, నెగిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్స్ ఆర్ పాజిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్స్, opinions, negative opinions and positive opinions about the other people. So what social worker has to do is, the social worker has to note down all the important points which are expressing by the clients. So that is principle of purposeful expression of feelings. Okay, so when they express their feelings, they may get the releasing their pressure, and they release their pressure and ventilation will come. Ventilation means for ourselves also. So many ideas will come in our mind, so many pressures will come in our mind. So we have to ventilate our thoughts, ventilate our pressures, and we have to share our thoughts and pressures to the other people, confidential people, so that otherwise our mind will get so much of pressure. Okay, so in this principle. Next, principle of controlled emotional involvement. Principle of controlled emotional involvement. I will explain one more principle and I will start my presentation. Principle of controlled emotional involvement means when you are working with the clients tells their problems and so when they are telling their problems, so we feel very sad. అయ్యో ఇలా చేశారా, అలా అయిందా, వాళ్ళు అంత మోసం చేశారా నిన్ను, ఇట్లాంటి ఫీలింగ్స్ అన్నవి వస్తూ ఉంటాయి మనకి కూడా. సో కానీ వీ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు కంట్రోల్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్. మొన్న ఈ మధ్య మేము ఒక సెక్స్ వర్కర్స్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇవాల్యుయేషన్ చేయడానికి వెళ్ళాం. ఒక అబ్బాయి వచ్చాడు మాతో పాటుగా, ఫైనాన్స్ అబ్బాయి వచ్చాడు. తను సోషల్ వర్క్ చదవలేదు. సోషల్ వర్క్ చదివితే ఈ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం చదువుకుంటాం. ఆ అబ్బాయి సోషల్ వర్కర్స్, ఆ అమ్మాయి వచ్చి సెక్స్ వర్కర్లు వచ్చి వాళ్ళ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చెప్తా ఉంటే ఇతను అంటాడు నేను ఒక అమ్మాయిని మ్యారేజ్ చేసేసుకుంటాను అని చెప్పేసి ఇతను చెప్తా ఉంటాడు. అంటే సో హీస్ ఫుల్లీ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ సెట్ బై దోస్ బెనిఫిషరీస్. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ కంట్రోల్డ్ ఎమోషనల్ ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్ అంటే ఏం చెప్తున్నాం అంటే, సో వెన్ వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ ది క్లయింట్ వీ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ టు control ourselves. For example, if we can take doctors will do so much of surgeries. Some people will die also, but they may not so sometimes they may be emotional, and but when they are doing work, so they reduce stress, and they will control their emotions. And because social work is a profession, we are doing job, that is we are doing the helping profession, help చేస్తా ఉన్నాం. సో మనం ఫుల్ గా ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో I have also some personal experience అండి. So we worked in HIV AIDS sector in Vijayawada. So that time I am single. So from morning 8 a.m. to evening 7 p.m. we interact with the AIDS patients. Okay, AIDS patient tells us so many problems with me. Okay, so myself and my friend is both we are living in one room that in those days. Okay, he is also working in HIV sector. From morning 8 a.m. to evening 7 p.m. We listen the voices and problems of the AIDS patients. Okay, if we can go to the sleep, we remember their problems. Okay, so we may not get proper sleep also. Why? We are fully involved. We are not controlled emotional involvement. What will done? So every day we'll go to the second show movies nearby my room, and we sleep there, and we'll come back and get the sleep that time. So like that. So of course in the starting beginning we may not control when we are working with the people, because they have so many problems. They share their so many problems with us. We have to listen their problems, but we have to control our emotions, and we have to remember where this is a job of ours. Last principle of clients self determination. That means we have to give the chance to the clients to take their own decision about their problems. So we may not suggest anything. So we can suggest some chances, some opportunities, but we promote them to take their decision. That is a principles of clients self determination. So if we have a time in future to regard to discussion about casework, I will explain thoroughly about these principles. So this is the so today's topic, and today we discussed about the history of social work profession in USA, and the history of social work profession in India, and a little bit we discussed about principles of social case work which we have to follow, and we have to work with the individuals. So that is the today's topic. So if anyone have any doubt, please ask me. So otherwise we will stop it. Can we have a class tomorrow, Andy?
Sir, tomorrow once again repeating principles, sir.
రేపు ఉందండి క్లాస్ మనకి.
Yes, sir.
నేను కూడా చెక్ చేస్తాను. Okay, ఒకవేళ if there is a class, I will come and I will teach another topic according to the schedule.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
మా పింకీ, నీకు అర్థమవుతుందా? నువ్వు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వలేదు ఈరోజు.
సార్ అర్థమవుతుంది సార్, అంటే కొంచెం ఇదవడం వల్ల నేను రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వలేకపోయాను సార్, ఫోన్ ఇష్యూ వల్ల.
ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో పాయింట్స్ రాసుకుంటా ఉండండి, మెయిన్ పాయింట్స్. నేను ఈ పీపీటీలు కూడా మీకు పంపిస్తాను, మీలో ఎవరికైనా పంపిస్తాను. సో దట్ మీరు ఆ పీపీటీలు చూస్తేనా మీరు కొంతవరకు యూ మే గెట్ సమ్ మోర్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండి.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.